This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Friday, September 29th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. The governing body for golf in Indiana is preparing for construction of its new headquarters in Indianapolis. Indiana Golf plans to build the facility, which will be known as the Pete and Alice Dye Indiana Golf Center, at Fort Benjamin Harrison State Park.
We looked at several sites, but we landed here at the fort for a number of reasons. The central location is fantastic for us. It's a Pete Dye design, and having the Pete and Alice Dye Indiana Golf Center here fits very well. It's a public facility and a good public facility. So a lot of those things kind of led us to the decision that, this makes total sense.
Executive Director Mike David says a $6.5 million capital campaign has reached $4.3 million thus far, with hopes to hit its goal by next summer. A $40 million effort to breathe new life into a former windshield wiper factory in Valparaiso is almost finished. Our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana report Michigan-based Journeyman Distillery plans to open the American Factory campus next month. The 140,000 square foot campus will feature a distillery, brewery, multiple restaurants, and 3 banquet halls for special events. DeKalb County Airport officials will cut the ribbon this morning on an extension of its now 7,100-foot runway. Sweet Aviation, which operates the regional airport, closed the runway in July for construction. The project added 2,105 feet to the runway, which formerly stretched 5,000 feet. Airport officials say the extension allows all aircraft in the general aviation corporate fleet to fly into the airport. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Get ready, Northeast Indiana. We're headed your way. IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the second annual Engage Northeast Indiana event, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. Tuesday, October 10th at the Grand Wayne Center. We'll be diving into talent, education, and other issues shaping the regional economy. You can find more at ibj.com/engage.
Pennsylvania-based Wawa unveiled new details of its Indiana expansion on Thursday. The convenience store chain plans to invest $420 million to add 60 stores throughout the state over the next 8 to 10 years, with the first round of stores primarily located in central Indiana. Wawa President Brian Schaller told Inside Indiana Business the decision to expand into Indiana was all about market opportunity.
What we liked about the Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky is 10 million people in that immediate area. And we didn't see the market being served with what we think is a competitive offer. We think we can get customers on the site in 4 minutes and serve those immediate needs at a quality value. And we think there's a real opportunity there. So Indiana, among the other 3 states, we're excited because we think we can do well.
The effort is expected to create a total of 2,200 jobs, with groundbreaking on the first store slated for 2024. Exact construction timelines are not yet known as the company goes through the permitting and approvals process. The Indiana Economic Development Corporation is providing more support to small businesses looking to sell their products internationally using a $300,000 grant from the U.S. Small Business Administration. The program, called the Indiana State Trade and Export Promotion, or INSTEP, can reimburse costs stemming from export-related activities, such as international trade missions, trade shows, and export educational programs. To be eligible for the program, businesses must be in operation for a year, new to exporting or market expansion, an Indiana Small Business Development Center client, a small business by SBA standards, and selling goods made in the U.S. or at least comprised of 51% of American materials. Funds will be available starting October 1st and will last through September 2025 or whenever all funds are depleted. Tech entrepreneur Christian Anderson is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.